This week, well, I read something, so I thought that I would take a swing at my version of a show.
Where a puppet can't stop taking blow.
And I might just say some stuff to the disco kids, they think they're tough. And well, the green board has some turds who don't know how to use their words. The PT Week in review, in the room where I normally poo. The PT Week in review, in the room where I normally poo. Hello, and welcome to the PT Week in Review. I'm Bobby the Champ, and I'm the hottest fat guy on this message board. Before we begin, I'd like to show you something. This here is my trust fund check from January of 2008. And I'd like to spread the wealth. So if anyone has any sort of requests for money, I'm taking requests at the following address: rustyclearwater@gmail.com. Every month, I'll hand out a cash prize to the best request. So send them in. That's rustyclearwater@gmail.com. That little bad boy's kept me afloat for a long time, and I'd love to share it with some of you. Let's take a look at the Bisco board for a moment. I really don't know what to say other than I hope this isn't a clear representation of the entire fan base. We know it certainly cannot be, right? Right? Even though I was accused by several people on the board this week for being Jewish. Well, I'm not. I'm actually Czech, German, and Native American, actually Choctaw Nation. But why would it matter if I was Jewish? That's the question. Why is that an insult? Pretty weird stuff. Pretty weird. Turd Boss user, Poglife, stated a thread entitled, Forbin 42 is a. And it went on to say that Forbin 42 is a thief and a junkie. Well, surprise, surprise, a Bisco fan is not only a thief, but also a junkie. And Poglife also informed us that no one should trust this waste of space, and that he was going to get what's coming to him. Poglife was going to distribute some justice on this kid. Forbin must be a real jerk to get Poglife so worked up, right? Well, I read further and found out that Poglife is pissed off at this guy because he gave him a nitrous tank to fill, and that Forbin 42 supposedly scammed him out of it. So scumbags are getting mad at other scumbags about topics that are better left handled between those who know better. And this kind of stuff should never make its way on a message board. And I feel dirty just talking about it. This kind of childish crap would never fly in my family. It's time to grow up, kids. Your parents must be so proud. I thought it was extremely funny that the notion of karma came into play in this thread. You mean to tell me some scumbag is pissed off at another scumbag and they are bringing karma into this? So let me get this straight. You believe in karma. That must mean that you believe in the Dharma-based faiths, and therefore the notion of the body as temple. And yet you are huffing down mad amounts of gas into this sacred space that you supposedly revere based on your belief in karma. Wow, seems like you all have a real understanding of the word and its implications in modern day society. I'm convinced that this thread is riddled with clueless scat munchers, and I would love for anyone to challenge me on this. Poglife, listen, brains aren't everything. In fact, in your case, they're nothing. So get help, quick. The Green Board got pretty deep into it this week with a whole multitude of interesting topics. Avast-G Matey started a little thread called, Do You Tell People About Your Excessive PT? Some turd boss named Scotty D99 typed that he tells his friends that he doesn't use Fantasy Tour. Then in the same statement, he says that he just tells them that he lurks and that he never had an account. Sorry, kid, but lurking is using Fantasy Tour. Also, how can you lurk without having an account unless you're using a friend's account? Are you afraid of judgment? Is that what you're afraid of? Are you afraid of judgment from your friends on this? More importantly, why are you living a lie in the presence of your so-called friends? These are supposed to be your friends, and I don't know what world you come from, but I'm normally honest with those who I call my friends. It must be pretty sweet fronting in front of all these people who you claim to be close with. You are a fronting fool. This isn't 1995 for one thing. It's okay to be on the internet. It's an accepted part of our culture. And your ideology on the matter is about as useless as rubber lips on a woodpecker. We also got an in-depth look into Jenkem. And what is Jenkem, you ask? Well, you probably already know. But for those of you that don't know, it's the experience of sniffing the fumes of human fecal matter in order to reach the ultimate high. The New York Times wrote that this practice is used by street children in Zambia to obtain enigmatic visions. This practice is more popular in that culture than marijuana, glue, and uncured tobacco. The raw materials are plentiful. And quite frankly, this is disgusting. But anyway, other than that, we got to remain on the facts. Users say that it keeps them warm and makes them fearless. Listen, Jamba Jimboa, you are fearless enough to be sniffing human fecal matter in the first place. It seems to me that if you are going to hunker down with a fermented bag of crap and sniff the night away, then you might have the balls to do just about anything. Now, there's some speculation whether or not this practice is taking root with Western school children. And to be perfectly honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised. Why not inhale the fumes of human garbage while you are being taught human garbage in the current school systems? That's right, little Johnny. Christopher Columbus discovered America, and President Lincoln was straight as an arrow. Now stay off that fecal matter. You got to graduate and get a good job so that you can grow up and misinform a whole new breed of ignorant Americans. And sniffing human poo is only going to lead you down a road of destruction and turmoil. Dear God, can you imagine that conversation? Well, Darth W came out of the woodwork to pretend to be on my side while going over to another message board only to talk negatively about me. This freak has been trying to ride me for a while now, and I seriously think that it borders on pathology.
Oh, Darth, you're such a nutty scat. Your posts always seem to fall flat. Get off Bob's nuts and run to Fish, where you can post just like a beach. And then Tima's a joke. His posts are always really broke. I'd rather drink a glass of pee than read the posts of that deadbeat.
Wherever, whenever, yeah. Wherever you want me.
Bobby! Bobby! The voices are back! The voices are back! I'm hearing voices again! It's just like Big Cypress! Quick! Call Dr. Lowenstein! He's the only one that can help!
It's the PT Week, PT Week, PT Week, PT Week, PT Week, PT Week, the PT Week in review, PT Week, PT Week, PT Week, PT